And Houston Alpha for CBM, it looks like we successfully got through A-bolts, and we're going to hand back over to the SSRMS operators for their next steps.
We copy and concur. Sandy and Shane, nice work.
Okay, and Terry, I'm going to put step 18 in work for Robo.
Okay, we're following along.
Yeah, we just did what our trainers taught us, so they did a great job training us.
They did, and you guys are way ahead of the timeline. You're doing great.
And this is Mission Control Houston at 12:04 p.m. Central Time today. Receiving confirmation from the robotics officer in the International Space Station Flight Control Room that we have a good common berthing mechanism mate between the cargo carrier Leonardo and the Harmony module's Earth-facing berthing port. At this point, the robotics operator, Shane Kimbrough and Don Pettit, will begin the activities required to ungrapple the Leonardo module and move the arm away to the next position. It'll be getting ready to support the first portion of the first of 4 planned spacewalks on the mission. Spacecraft communicator Terry Virts in the International Space Station Flight Control Room, congratulating the crew on being ahead of the timeline today. They're almost an hour ahead of the timeline, getting to work early after they awakened this morning and getting the cargo carrier, that giant moving van with 7 tons worth of home improvements inside, all hooked up to the space station so they can begin transferring that equipment from the cargo module into the station itself. Commander Chris Ferguson and Mission Specialist Don Pettit will work together to perform a vestibule pressurization and leak check, making sure that all is well with the seals on the Leonardo module as it's attached to the space station's Harmony module before opening the hatches. First entry into the Leonardo scheduled for about 7:35 p.m. today, but with everything moving ahead of time, it's possible that that activity could move up a little bit. Reminder on our NASA television schedule that the next event is scheduled to be a 2:30 p.m. Central Time mission status briefing with offgoing International Space Station Flight Director Holly Ridings and International Space Station Deputy Program Manager Kurt Shireman. Again, that briefing is scheduled for 2:30 p.m. Central Time. There also are interviews with several crew members aboard the shuttle station complex scheduled for this afternoon. Those live interviews scheduled to begin at 4:31 p.m. Central Time. And they'll connect Pilot Eric Bowe and Mission Specialist Steve Bowen and Shane Kimbrough with reporters in both Atlanta, Georgia and Boston.
Console station on 2 for CGBA number 5.
Go ahead, Mike.
Science officer Dr. Sandy Magnus is going to be joining us today. And so both of us are going to work on this because it's that much fun. We copied your note on the daily summary, and we're going to start with the procedure. And just to let you know, we're actually going to film it in HD, and we'll downlink it at the end of the day, if that's all right with you.
That sounds pretty darn cool to us. We appreciate it.
Well, Expedition 18 aims to please. We're a can-do crew, so we'll see how it all works out. And we'll see how the redundant spider fared.
Houston Alpha on 2 for EVA.
Go ahead.
We're trying to change out the ISS EVA systems procedures as well as the cuff checklists, and I think I remember those were in a CTB that was in the lab before, and after a couple of rack moves it might have gone somewhere else. I don't think that's in the airlock, but if you guys have a location for those, that would be great.
Okay, Greg, we're checking.